Sprinklers. Sprinkler system outside of your house? I've never had one of these in my life. So I was born and raised in an apartment. When I came to Tampa, we got a townhouse. First time in my life I have my own house, like single family home. And it's funny because, I talked about the sprinklers because I took 4 hours repairing sprinkler systems today. But I always told myself when I became a public adjuster that I would never own a house. Because every house that I walk into has a problem, right? Like all you public adjusters. So I told myself, never will I own a house. I'm only gonna live in a condo and pay an association so that they do everything. And then look now, you get married, you buy a house, and like it's all these normal things that you do. And look at me, I'm in a house. And all we've been doing is construction since day one, and it doesn't stop. But that's okay, the house is beautiful, it's really great. Can't wait for you guys to come over one of these days so we can have a good time in the pool. But before we do that, let's get right into this claim study in 3, 2, 1. What's up, advocates? Welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show, where it all began. Your normal thing, your normal video here. No podcast, no nothing, just me and you talking about claims. And this week we're gonna do a claim study. You guys have been talking really great about our claim studies. You really enjoy it. I basically take you through the life of one of my claims in the past. I'm gonna take you through a pretty good one today, only because, well, we'll get there. But before we get there, just make sure that you follow us on social media, right? We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, and we've got LinkedIn. Very easy to find. Also, you can get all that information and then more, and the videos and the podcast and the social media and our courses on commercialclaimsadvocate.com. Commercialclaimsadvocate.com, you can basically find everything that you need right there. All of our content, all of it. Tons of free content, a really cool blog. And like I said, we've got our courses too. The course that we just did, let me tell you, it was the best one that we had ever done. I'm really, really happy. The students were phenomenal, very engaging, and I think we got a lot done and we learned a lot. Next one's gonna be in July. I don't know, I don't have the dates in front of me, but it will be in July. Go on commercialclaimsadvocate.com and you can go ahead and take a look at when our next course is. And our next meetup is going to be, I believe, tentative right now, possibly maybe Atlanta, Georgia. That's gonna be in probably end of July also. But we've got a couple things really kicking here. I'm really excited how we're gonna end this year. I know we're not even in the halfway point, but I'm already thinking about that. And then also we're hiring at Elite Resolutions. For those of you that don't know, I am an actual licensed and certified public adjuster, and I own my own public adjusting firm. The name of that public adjusting firm is Elite Resolutions. And we are hiring, and the process has been going pretty good. So I'm pretty excited about where we're at. We're gonna grow our team, and we're also gonna be looking for a new admin, and it's just like a lot of stuff going on that I'm really excited about. So let's do it. Let's talk about today's claim study. Today's claim study is very interesting because it's a couple of things. It talks about, I think, the importance of hiring a public adjuster right from the beginning, and it also talks about the importance of building relationships with those on the other side. Okay, those IAs, those appraisers, those even desk adjusters. Like, these are very important people that you need to make sure that you treat with respect and be cool, be kind, don't take advantage, don't write any fluff, and just try to work things out as opposed to being adversarial. Try to sort of work together. So it basically starts with, I get a phone call from this client because he's actually had 3 claims. It occurred in his master bathroom. He had a water leak in his master bathroom. While they were doing that, they found mold in the kitchen. And then throughout the process of water leak in the master bathroom, mold in the kitchen, then there was an AC leak that happened on the other side of the house. So it was quite a lot of things that actually happened to this guy all at once. The funny part about this is that when I went to sign the claim, he didn't want to sign. He didn't feel like it was important to sign. He felt that, it was just, oh, let me think about it. Even though up to this point, on 3 claims, he had been paid a total of $11,000 on 3 claims. And when I looked at this house, I was like, there's a lot more here than just $11,000. So, I thought that was interesting. He didn't want to sign with me because he was just concerned about hiring a public adjuster. Is it worth it? Is it not? Can I just keep doing it by myself? Anyway, After he decided not to sign with me on the spot, I left, and he called me a week later and he said, let's do it. Let's go with this. I'm going to sign. So just to let you know, don't be pushy. I'm not the pushy type. Honestly, I'm not a very good salesman to begin with. Obviously, he didn't even want to sign the claim after getting screwed on 3 claims, even though he ended up signing. I don't know. My style is, look, if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. So he ended up signing a week later. We sent our estimator in to do the estimate, and we get estimates in pretty high. I think it was a total, we were at around $100,000. Okay, it was basically the whole house. It was all the wood flooring in the house. It was the master bathroom. It was the hall bathroom. It was a kitchen, and all the flooring in the house. It was just over $100,000. Not a huge house, but a pretty decent sized house. And presented to the insurance company. Well, they started to combat a lot, right? And this happens to you guys on a normal basis. I know that you guys are always going back and forth with the desk adjusters, and you're really getting nowhere. I'm going to tell you right now, before I get into what I did, I will suggest that you see if you could get the claim transferred to a more senior level, higher level adjuster in the insurance company. And the only reason for that is that the desk adjusters that you're dealing with, they got thresholds that they could deal with. And they're also usually very inexperienced. Sorry if you're a desk adjuster watching this. I don't mean to insult you, but a lot of times when we're dealing with the desk adjusters, they're a little bit inexperienced. So what I've learned now as a result of this claim and others is I asked if I could just get the claim, if I can get the claim moved up to a more senior level adjuster who's willing to negotiate, willing to work with me. Because what I found with these senior level adjusters is that they've been in it for a little bit longer. They understand that they're just trying to get this resolved, and they're not trying to be combative, and they're actually very kind, and they know a lot of other public adjusters in the industry. So with that being said, I didn't do this on this one, but I should have. Okay, so I go back and forth with this adjuster, and I'm really trying to find some of these emails that I did. I mean, there was 48 emails I've got going back in here, and after going back and forth and letting them know about the claim, here's my estimate, here's what we're arguing, here's what we need, it got to a point where on the master bathroom, okay, see if you can picture this. Well, we got some photos that we can show you. You've got the master bathroom on the right hand side of the house. The entrance is right here, master bathroom is right to the right. The leak happened in the master bathroom, but that also affected the wood flooring. And that wood flooring was continuous throughout the whole home. So she was trying to tell me that the wood flooring should not be in your estimate and was not affected as a result of this claim. I said, yes, it was. And here's how I know it was. You guys sent your own water mitigation company. The water mitigation company has a report that we actually had a copy of. We presented to her, and I have photos of the water mitigation company removing the floors that are continuous throughout the whole house. She insisted, and she didn't want to pay. And I was just so shocked. I could not believe it. Like, it was just obvious. It was obvious that this wood floor that was affected by the master bathroom leak ran through the entire house, and that's the reason why we have this wood flooring in this estimate. She insisted. And for the first time in my career, I accused an adjuster of committing insurance fraud. Because it was so blatant, it was so obvious that the damage was there as a result. And I even called my client. I said, look, I just want to confirm, because I know it is what you said and I see photos. This damage to this wood flooring is as a result of the master bathroom, correct? And he said 1000% absolutely yes, from ServPro, who was the insurance company that went out to remove the stuff. So I sent her an email, and I basically said that you are committing fraud. And I'm seeing if I could find it, because I can't find it, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm saying I'm including you in this email because we spoke several weeks ago and agreed. I sent so many emails to this person, to this desk adjuster, that frankly, I mean, it's just ridiculous sometimes with these desk adjusters. Let me see if I find it real quick here. Yeah, no, because that's more at the end. That's when we started negotiating and settling. So I accused her of fraud, and I filed a complaint with the state. I didn't file a CRN bad faith complaint, which is something that we have here in Florida, but I filed a complaint with the state because I thought, it was pretty obvious and it was pretty necessary. It got me somewhere, okay? So what happened was, the cool thing about this one, there's no appraisal here, there's no umpire, there's no litigation. I think in the next claim study I'm probably going to do a little something with litigation. But The fact of the matter is I accused her of fraud. I filed a complaint with the state, and thankfully they sent out a senior level adjuster for the reinspection. And I'm talking very senior level. I'm talking very experienced. I actually knew him very well. We got along tremendously. So again, here's what I'm talking about. I met with the senior level adjuster that thankfully I have known in the past, and because I have known in the past and we have treated each other with respect, he knew that what I was going for wasn't at all too much. It was just right. And it was, every time I do these things, I get unbelievable. I get text messages all the time. So I met with this guy and I said, here's the deal. We've got 3 claims. Basically, 3 claims are throughout the entire house. We've got all the flooring, we got the bathrooms, we got the kitchen, we got everything. Like, let's go. Let's get this thing going. He said, okay, what do we got here? So we go through it line item by line, and pretty much, I'm like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And he said, cool, no problem. He even asked if I could be an umpire on one of his claims. Thank you. That's just because thankfully I've got a lot of experience in this, but we got along so well that it was just fantastic. And thankfully, we were pretty much able to get to a pretty decent resolution. We went back and forth for a little while, but I'm talking about this started in January, and this claim just closed just this month. So we're talking like 4 or 5 months here of working back and forth with this claim, accusing people of fraud and so on and so forth. And what was originally $11,000, I want to say was, and my estimate was just over $100,000. We settled for $97,000, about $97,500 and something dollars. So, I mean, think about that. We had about $80,000 in new money on the total of these 3 claims. And it's really because of my due diligence of feeling not threatened, but feeling like we were treated unfairly, and I just went blatant and just said, you're committing insurance fraud, because it is what it is. That got her attention really quickly. We filed a complaint with the state, which every single one of your states, if you go to the Department of Insurance of your state, chances are you could find a link that says consumer, like as the homeowner or as the policyholder, and you could file a complaint. You could file a complaint. A lot of times you could file a complaint as a public adjuster, but if you can't, and it's the homeowner that has to file a complaint themselves, then I would speak with the homeowner and say, here's what we're dealing with. I need you to file a complaint. Or maybe with your permission in writing, I could file the complaint for you. Insurance company, if you're watching, you might not like that very much. Hopefully the commission doesn't come after me, but as long as you have permission, so that when they ask, yes, I did it, I told the adjuster to do that. You can file a complaint in any one of your states. And I'm just going to talk about another claim real quick. I was getting nowhere with the adjuster, and I said, I'm not dealing with you anymore. We're going to another adjuster. The adjuster said that I am more than capable of handling the claim, and I said I am more than capable of filing a complaint with the state, because if I request that the claim goes to another adjuster, you are supposed to move it to another adjuster. Hope I didn't say that too fast. So if you're not, I've said this before in videos, if you're not meshing well with whatever adjuster, just ask for that claim to be reassigned. They are supposed to abide by your request, okay? And if they don't want to, you could always file a complaint with the state and let the consumer, let the policyholder know what's going on. That's number 1. Number 2 is build relationships with every single time you have an inspection with an IA. You never know where that IA is going to be in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. Take it from somebody with experience who started at 0 years like anybody else, always treated everybody with respect. But I knew in the back of my head, a lot of these guys that I'm going to be dealing with, I might be dealing with 10 years and 15 years and 20 years down the road. And that still goes to this day. I've been doing this for 13 and a half years. I've got a pretty decent reputation in my community, but what about when I'm 20 years in and when I'm 30 years in? I would like for me to be as, one of the adjusters, but you can do that too. If you treat everybody with respect, you're going to meet a lot of, this is a very small group, very small world that we live in. So make sure that you treat them with respect, because you get a claim like this that was paid out $11,000. We got over $80,000 in new money, mainly because of my relationship with the adjuster that I met for the reinspection. So another thing that I did on this claim, I want you guys to know, additional living expenses. Additional living expenses was big time. We got that in addition. Are you ready for this? $26,000, $26,900 in additional living expenses alone on top of what we were paid for the build out. Listen to that, $26,900 in additional living expenses on top of what we got for the build out. Don't forget about additional living expenses, guys. It's very important that you go for that. This guy, the insurance had no kitchen, had no master bathroom, and had no air conditioning. Okay? They are entitled for additional living expenses from the time all that stuff goes out until the time the repairs are completed. Not when the claim is completed, but when the repairs are completed. So we were able to get full policy limits on additional living expenses because of that. Try to figure out how much that place would rent for. Okay, and that's what you want to figure out. This is a home that was about $2,000, $2,500 a month. We were able to figure out. And when I asked for the $26,900 in ALE, again, she came back and said, I'll give you like 15. And I said, well, I gave you a whole bunch of reasons. Why aren't you paying for it? And then she said, okay, we'll agree to pay for all of it. So that's in another video. I could talk more about negotiation. But you want to sort of ask them questions. If they're going to combat you and say no, don't combat back. Just ask them why. Have them explain. And a lot of times they can't. So on top of the $80,000 in new money and the $26,000 in ALE, we were left with a pretty nice $100,000 claim here. All that started with $11,000 and a client who did not want to sign with me. So it's been a nice payday for everybody. Thank God. They are extremely excited. I'm going to see him tomorrow to give him his last and final check, and I think they're going to be okay. Actually, we even filed another claim on another one of his properties now because he's got an issue with the roof. So that's how you grow your business, right? But it was really exciting because, again, we started with $11,000 and we started with a client who was weary about the insurance company and about me as a public adjuster. We ended up signing him. We had to push their buttons to the point where, for the first time in my career, I committed I accused an adjuster of fraud. Then I meet an experienced adjuster in a re-inspection that thankfully I had always been kind to, and he had always been kind to me as well, and we respected each other in the industry, and that's how I was able to get $80,000 in new money. And then when we got that, I said, hey, don't forget additional living expenses. That caught her off guard. I was able to negotiate that, full policy limits, and now we're talking over $100,000 in new money for a client that had nothing, no AC, no kitchen, no master. And now is going to basically, just put everything new, remodel his entire house. And it's all because of our due diligence and making sure that we're putting pressure on the insurance company, filing that complaint when you have to. And just don't be afraid, guys. I've said this time and time again. Do not be afraid to state your point and state your facts and state how you feel and remind the adjusters of what these human beings are going through in their home because you are delaying this payment to pay this claim. So that was a fun claim. I really, really enjoyed that claim, again, mainly because the guy didn't want to sign in the beginning. And he is like ecstatic and firmly believes in the public adjusting industry. And that's that. So thank you guys for watching another claim study. I thought it was pretty exciting. I don't know what we're going to call that one, but it was a really good claim that, again, I'm literally bringing him the check tomorrow, and he's ecstatic. He's ecstatic. Ecstatic? Ecstatic. I don't know how to say that word. That's all we got, guys. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, social media, Facebook, and YouTube, and commercialclaimsadvocate.com. If you're interested in one of our courses, go on the website. You could sign up. It's already filled up. I think we've already got like 5 or 6 people. We're going to cap it out at 15 or 20 people, so sign up soon. Next meetup is supposed to be in Atlanta, Georgia, at end of July, possibly. We'll get you more information for that. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you're watching still, kick off. We're gonna close the year out in Miami in November with a really big meetup. So I hope you guys could attend that. Ooh, let's see if you're still watching. And that's all we got, guys. That's it. Thank you for watching another claim study, and look forward to getting you on the next video because we'll have a podcast coming out next week. So peace out, people. See you later.